So that should be the last part. So again, as we done with previous, we will make few changes, not all of them. So one thing we're gonna do is with the layer, and I'm gonna move my properties on the side. Being selected, make sure you select the layer, not the layer mask. So make sure, and that really doesn't matter when we do this. Go ahead and select, we're gonna do adjustment layer, and we're gonna do the opposite we've done with the previous one. In this one, we will increase the radiance. So do adjustment layer, go to vibrance, and we're gonna add some more vibrance to her, and some saturation as well. Now, do you see what's happening to the image? What is going on? Do you see how it's the background is affected too? I don't know. Notice what I'm doing. I desaturate. Everything is selected. So what did I say if I only want that one layer to be affected? What do I have to click on?
That little box.
Yes. Make sure you click on that box. If you don't, everything else will be selected. Now if I go saturate, desaturate, only she remains changed. So we will saturate her quite a bit. We're going to match the saturation of the image. Okay, so we're looking around 10, 12 for vibrance and around 20, 15 to 20 for saturation. That's good. Now those properties you can just collapse in case you need it. And now what we're going to do with the girl, we're actually going to be moving the layer. So go ahead and hold the move tool. Select the move tool from the toolbar and then move the, actually, now if you want to move it, remember which layer we are in now, vibrance. So click back to the girl in rain. Okay, so we didn't even put her in a separate layer, she's in its own. We'll mask her, so just move her to the side. You want her hand to be kind of touching like this thing, right? That's good. Next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna add some glow to her. So as we have done with the previous one, we won't be doing any retouching, but we're gonna add some glow. So go ahead, click on, now two ways you can access it, add layer styles, or you can click on the side and have all of them selected. So go ahead, select outer glow. Okay. That outer glow is really, and we're gonna increase the size of it, but notice how strong it is. I don't want it to be that strong, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna lower the opacity. So I lowered the opacity to 40. So this is my options. So on the outer glow, I'm around 27, so between 25, 30, and opacity, drop it down to like 40%. And that's it, okay? Because I don't want this glow to be so opaque. Okay, now the next thing we're gonna do, I think with her we're good to go. We're gonna sharpen her. So one more thing, we're gonna add a smart filter. So how do we do a smart filter? What do you think is gonna happen with this one if we add a smart filter? With the mask, it's gonna be gone. So we cannot do a smart filter on her. We're just gonna do regular sharpening, okay? Because I want to leave the layer mask alone. So go ahead, go under filter, and then go sharpen, unsharp mask. And I'm going to drop the radius to like 1. And it's going to be very minimal sharpening, but I'm going to increase the amount to 40. So it's very small, I just want you to know, but it's not a smart filter. So do okay. Alright. So the last thing left on here, first of all, save your file. So we already saved it once, so just do Command S. We're going to add some text to this part. So we're going to put the text somewhere around here. We can move it. Go ahead, select your type tool. Now it's important when you are selecting it where you are positioned on in your layers. You want to make sure you're above vibrance. So go ahead, click on vibrance 2, the one right above the girl in the rain. That way, you don't want the layer to be underneath the text because the text will change the color. So go ahead. Now make sure your foreground is white, like it should be. And our font or typeface we're going to be using is Candera. Is Candera your default? If not, Candera is the type I want you to use. Candara. Right, so we're going to be using that one. I'm using size 60 points because I think I used the same size for my previous lab. So go ahead, chase 60 points, and you're going to add see me. I know. And we can move it kind of to where she's pointing. Now you cannot really see the text only on my projector, but on your page probably not as well. So we'll be doing some layer styles to this one. So I kind of thought it's visible since she's in the middle of the traffic. You want her to be seen. So why don't you click on the side, or effects, but on the side double click of the layer of the text. Just double click on the side. And we're going to add a few things. First thing we're going to do is drop shadow. So click drop shadow. And the second thing is outer glow. Now outer glow, it's not really, the color that they have is not really best color, so we will change it. So go ahead, when you select it, change that yellow, double click on it, and we're going to look in the orange family. So select like an orange text, orange color for the glow. And do OK. So we're looking at kind of like this. We have drop shadow, and we have an outer glow that's orange. Finish that up and go ahead and click OK. We are done with this one. So for this part, what we're going to do is you will save the document and go ahead and save for web as well. Go file, save for web. And there's a reason why we're not showing other layers. So go file, save for web. And here, what you want to do is we will make sure the PNG 24 should be the default setting, is it? Now in the bottom here, on the size, width, and height, we're going to change the width to 1000 pixels. And then we're going to save. Okay, and the way you're going to name it is right under the end when it says A, you will do _1. _1, and it's a PNG file. Okay, again, put it in the right folder. So it's going to be lab 8A, the same where you have the TIFF. Okay, and let's click save. Now for the next part, we actually need to add text to it, but you can go ahead and show the other layers. Now click on the top of graffiti. Click on that one. Now go ahead, navigate to your text, because we will add text to it as well. So select your type tool and click somewhere on the bottom. It will be the same text typeface and size we used last time. And click somewhere on the corner here, and we can always move it, and type in the field. Okay. Right here on the corner. In the field. Now we're going to do a few things with this text. We're actually going to change the blending mode for this type. So if you go from different categories we have, right, we're going to choose soft light. So from the blending mode, choose soft light. Kind of going to look like it's blending with the background. You see that? Okay. Then go ahead and double click on the side of it, or just click on FX, so we can activate the layer styles. And then in the layer styles, and I have to zoom out so I can see my text, we're going to do bevel and emboss. Then click on, for the bevel emboss, click contour and click on that option. So you need to show this window, right? So bevel emboss, click on the contour option, and I want you to select one of those contours. See what is happening with your text. So you can select any one of them. I selected one. Okay. When you are done, the next thing we're going to do, we're going to drop a shadow. So there'll be no glow on this one, just shadow. So click on the shadow, Now with the shadow, you also have an option. If you click on the shadow itself, you have that option, and we can change the angle. To change the angle, it doesn't matter what you have, just make sure it's easy to read. I changed mine to like 133. Okay, so we change the contour, and we drop the shadow for the text. And you notice this, look at that. They even have a blending mode here if you ever want to change that for the shadow. But we will want. So let's do OK. Now save the whole thing again, Command S. And now for the next part, we will just save this part again as PNG. So save for web. And because I want to have one big document, and this is what I've done. If you're working with some documents, let's say for web or something, you can show and hide parts of the image. And it allows you to save individual layers, which is kind of cool. So again, we're going to change the size of the width to 1000 pixels. So just want you to know what hiding would do of the layers. Then save. And you can go ahead and name it. That's going to be at the end of the 8A, going to be _2 PNG. Alright, and we are done with my part. Mike is going to continue on the next. So you're done with 8A.